Good evening, Dr. G.R. Sridhar sir. It's indeed a pleasure to invite you to this Zoom interview. Myself, Dr. M.V. Ramamohan, consultant endocrinologist at Pokotota, Nellore. It's indeed a pleasure to interview you as a past president of ESI. You have a vast experience and eminent endocrinologist from Visakhapatnam, sir. Welcome, G.R. Sridhar sir. I would like to ask you, can you elaborate the interesting thing occurred during your presidential tenure?
Thank you, Dr. Ram Mohan. Being a president itself is an interesting thing. It is said that a tailor has failed. If you look at his stitched coat and say, what a nice coat. Rather, you should say, what a handsome man once he wears the suit. So I believe my presidency was more about the society rather than myself. And whatever events have happened, they focus more on the society than on myself. I'm pleased to report that we had certain groundbreaking events in the form of a joint conference with the Endocrine Society of USA, the British Endocrine Society, as well as the International Society of Endocrinology. We had a joint conference in Hyderabad. Then I had also represented the Endocrine Society in the Global Endocrine Leaders Forum at Chicago on that year. We also began to work on the first edition of the Handbook of the Endocrine Society of India, which is now in its second edition. Besides that, I had the privilege, I would say, of having started my endocrine career by getting admitted in the PGI. I then moved on to AIIMS, that's a different matter. But I had the privilege again of delivering my Endocrine Society of India presidential oration in the same hall where I was initially admitted as a DM student at PGI Chandigarh. And on a personal note, my teacher, Professor Amini, that was the last time I had a conversation with her, was appreciative of the content of my oration. I wouldn't like to say what she said, but it was a very fulfilling occasion. So
Fantastic.
these are most memorable things which have happened to the society and personally to myself.
It's very nice of you, sir. So nice of your things. And I would like to give your message to young endocrinologists, your next generation students like us. Can you give us a message how we have to proceed or we have to go ahead in our lives? Thank you, sir. Please, sir.
So I feel a little embarrassed to be called a senior member. I think mentally I'm still a student. So whatever I say, I'll be able to speak on behalf of myself and what I have experienced. That's a very difficult thing. In the senses, you decide what you want to be or what you want to achieve. It's like saying, be happy. As DM students, it was so difficult to pick up a topic. You had the choice of the entire endocrinology, and to be able to pick up a topic was very difficult, and most of us be dependent on our teachers to set off on a research subject. So in the same way, each young endocrinologist should have to decide. Maybe he or she doesn't decide on the first day itself. What is the focus? Would you like to be a good teacher? Would you like to be an institution builder? Would you like to make money? There's nothing wrong in making money, but once you decide on what you want to do, that's how you go about. And personally, what happened to me was more of serendipity. I didn't really think of doing this or that. They tended to happen. And they didn't happen all of a sudden. They say that when opportunity comes knocking at the door, you still have to get up and open the door. if I would share my own experience of research, I've worked on 3 broad areas, and one of these is on butyryl cholinesterase. I happened to come across a molecule, and I was looking how I could relate it with the field in which I was working, namely metabolic syndrome, endocrinology, and diabetes. It so happened that I went to the National Medical Library at Delhi. When I was coming back, I found a book on butyryl cholinesterase and metabolic syndrome on the display rack. I made a note of it and requested one of my former residents to send me a copy of that. He sent it. I went through it. And it also happened that that was the time of the Human Genome Project. I happened to read the biochemistry Lehinger, where they said that you could use the genome sequences to know how the molecules evolve. And it also happened that there was a conference on genomics and proteomics at the Endocrine Society in New Orleans. It also happened that I reviewed whatever I had done and published it in the International Journal of Diabetes in Developing Countries. It so happened that the professor of computer sciences, Professor Allah Parao, took a look at the review. And it so happened that he was interested in that and he suggested whether we could collaborate. And over the next 15 years, we worked quite a bit on the bioinformatic aspects of that. So it all started with a sense of having curiosity, of being alert to what is around you, and then working hard over the course of time, you can make original contributions. And personally, I feel that after you finish your training, be it DM or DNB or whatever, you have to keep on reading. You can't rest on your laurels because the degree is only passport to learning more. You pick up a journal, maybe the JCM or whatever suits you, whatever you have access. You read what you read that one. Maybe you don't read every article all through, but be aware of the research in the field. Secondly, you also have a general medicine journal, either a BMJ or the NEJ. And more importantly for me, we also look at general science journals. For me, it was Current Science initially, but now I regularly look at the Nature, Science, PNAS, and the Journal of Clinical Investigation. You may not have the exact research in which you are working, but it expands your horizon. And personally, I found that going through these journals really gives you lateral thinking and gives you ideas for what you can do. So in my case, at least, it was more of being aware, being curious, and enjoying what I had done.
Thank you so much, sir. Very nice of you. It's indeed a pleasure to meet you and have a very generous view of our future for us. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you, J.R. Sridhar, sir, for joining us. Thank you so much. Have a great day, sir.
Thank you. It's my pleasure.